So we're here at Hathaway at Willow Bend, located in Plano, Texas. We are in the model unit. This shows a really good version of what our upgraded units are going to look like. I got Travis here, good buddy. We are excited to be buying this asset. 229 units, houses roughly 500 or so folks. Excited to take a look at the deal.
Yeah, definitely. I want to pick your brain a little bit too about what you have in an idea of what you're going to do for a remodel. Because we were talking earlier, I think you were saying that you were going to have probably about $11,000 per unit.
Yeah, come on in. Let's look at an upgraded unit so you guys can get a good look at what a finished product looks like. So when we upgrade the units here, we're going to put a nice quartz countertop in. We're going to put in new face cabinets. We'll also put in new light fixtures and then stainless steel appliances. And on some select units, we will add washer and dryer. So yeah, right around 11 to 12 grand upgrades to ideally get about a $200 to $250 rental increase.
Talking to the contractors and talking to Jason too, the nice thing is when a unit goes vacant, they said they can get these turned in 5 to 10 days. So then obviously the vacancy is going to be pretty low as we're actually turning these units, correct?
Yeah, the nice part about upgrading units is you're taking a lot of future expense out.
So about 11,000 per unit, and which would be all new appliances, all new countertops, fixtures, cabinets, and lighting. And Jason was saying kind of the idea is going to go more of a modern, it'll be kind of like a little bit more hip just because the target market here is going to be about 35 years of age. And actually, I was actually looking down here too. It's like the average home price is about $800,000. And being a great zip code where income's about 100,000, I think, around in that area. So it definitely puts it into a great price point of people living in a definitely grade A type zip code. And allows them to be living in this area of Plano.
100%. When we come into a location where you got a 1 mile median income of 105,000.
Is that okay?
Yeah. When we do these upgrades, it shows that these residents have the excess cash to pay for the upgrades. Because if you come into a market where you've got a low 1 mile median income, you can upgrade all you want, but there's no one there to pay for it.
Right.
So it's absolutely over improving some of these assets. So you've got to be super tuned in to what the 1 mile median income is and what the competitors are doing. Because if you can find comps that have the upgrades and they already are getting that higher rent, it helps us feel much more confident executing.
We can walk over here that they have a fireplace here. So obviously these aren't active, but it was interesting looking through the expense report is that $500 a year got added to each unit so they can service them. Even though that these aren't operational, that you still have the service and the cleaning of them to make sure, obviously it's just up to code. But coming in and doing an electric insert obviously is going to reduce that $500 a year cost, and the inserts not even going to be $500. So you look at the value add and dropping your expenses is obviously a great play that I saw that you had decked out.
Yeah, our team was all over it. The idea of people lugging wood in here and having open fires and open flames, it just puts risks through the roof.
Yeah.
So yeah, you put in the insert, you stop the cleaning, and just get much safer, much more controlled environment for heat that's much more consistent and user-friendly.
So obviously it's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. They have walk-in closet, big closet, from that standpoint, which is nice. And is there going to be upgrades that are going to go on with the cabinets and the bathrooms?
We'll do similar upgrades in here. So the kitchen, we'll match it with the quartz countertop. We'll put the new cabinet faces on, new lighting fixtures, handles here. And I do believe we are going to be doing a resurface on the bathtub as well. And any flooring in here that does not have the new vinyl plank flooring, we'll also get that. And the nice part about the vinyl plank flooring is you do it once and you have many, many years. Whereas if you put carpet in, you got to clean it, you got to exchange it, you got to repair it. It's just a pain in the butt. So this stuff right here is bulletproof and it'll go in all of our upgraded units.
Yeah. And simple things like ceilings too when we look at it. Because when they come in and moving this and, you do have which will give it a more upgraded feel, getting rid of this, popcorn ceiling as you always see on any remodeling show, right? But just simple fixes that'll actually pull this unit together well.
Yeah, the nice part too with this property, even though it's 1986 property, is this 9-foot ceilings.
Yeah.
So it gives a feeling that the unit is bigger than it is. And whether the square footage says what it is, when people show and they walk in the unit and they see the 9-foot ceilings, there's just an unconscious, this is an inviting, unit to rent.
And actually cool, even looking at the technology, obviously that we can if you don't mind us showing you on camera here, but looking at the technology of using for measuring for floors and everything, which is great. Coming in here and seeing real life how the remodel is going to go, all the detailing, because every single unit is going to be walked out here within these 2 days and inspected and measured and see what units are upgraded and what are not yet. To look at, not putting the other people down, but it doesn't seem like they manage this very well. And there's a lot of simple loose ends that we can definitely pick up to increase that NOI. Right.
During our inspection period right now, it's this 2-day window for us to get into 100% of the units, verify the exact condition of all the appliances, the flooring, fixtures, what is needed in these units. So you get a really good feel of what do we need budgeted before we close for the units that are not upgraded. And that right there alone, just having that data before you close comes in completely prepared. And that's not even talking about doing the exterior stuff. How's the foundations? Have you scoped the lines? What's the exterior like? How are the windows? What do we need to know before we close so we can come in completely prepared to move the needle and drive NOI?
And one of the things looking through the deck page or the offering is it's amazing that 5 years ago someone purchased this at $199,000 per unit. And the potential cost under contract right now is $171,000. So you look at it a 5-year stint multiplied by 229. You look at the buying opportunity that was definitely is available here and how well that is below replacement cost. To try to replace this property in this zip code in Plano, it's a great opportunity with the upgrades that are going on.
Yeah, in speaking with our team, 240 to 250,000 per unit to replace this right now. And like you said, we're buying it for 171 a unit. And what happened is back in 21 and 22, things got overbid. Debt was very easy. And so the current owner of this deal went into a bridge loan. Their rate has gone up dramatically and it's over leveraged. And so a lot of their excess cash has to go into feeding the debt instead of taking care of the property. And we can see the deferred maintenance. And I can say within 5 years of that capital going into their debt payment, this deal has suffered. And so that's where our opportunity comes in. Find what's not working well, what needs an upgrade, and come in and hit that within the first year.
And their experience. It's not like they were going into a deal, putting people, it's looking at the market, how it changed and turned. And, but it obviously creates opportunities because, being patient, because I know that you paused putting the buy-in on for a little bit, let that market cycle go through. And now these opportunities are popping up and, Granite Tower is definitely taking advantage of it.
Yeah, for those that have the experience to step into deals that are challenged, they have the team on the ground, they got the vendors, they have experience with adding value. This window buying opportunity, I think, is some of the best we've seen in the last decade.
For sure.
Yeah.
And getting into real assets.
Yeah, real assets. Inflation's ripping.
Yeah, perfect.